Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Dragonflight pre-patch event. Yes, the Dragonflight pre-patch event is coming and we finally got a first look at it on the public test realm. It was a very short test, but we do have a general idea of what's going on here. So in this video we're going to go over everything that is coming during the pre-patch event, the rewards, the event, what else is going on, and all that good stuff. But before we jump into that, guys, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight Beta, Wrath of King Classic, and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Every single day. Right, so yes, the Dragonflight pre-patch event, as mentioned, was publicly tested on the PTR. Very briefly, they kind of cancelled the testing pretty soon after it started, but we did get some good footage and we have a good idea of what is actually going on here. Now, the bad news here, it does look like the pre-patch event is going to be after the actual pre-patch launches. We're probably going to get like a small period of time where we just get the talents in the UI, and then the event starts maybe 2 weeks after that. As of the recording of this video, we do not have a date for the pre-patch. The current rumor is October 25th, with this event potentially going live on the 8th of November or the 15th. But no doubt we're going to find out officially when this all happens. So let's talk about the Dragonflight pre-patch event. So the main part of this pre-patch event is Primal Storms or Elemental Invasions. Now, if these do sound familiar, this is actually a feature of Dragonflight. These are going to be happening around the Dragon Isles, and I do have a full video going over that system. It's kind of like the main chunk of outdoor world content in Dragonflight. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the top right of the video right now or in the description below. But the pre-patch iteration of these invasions is pretty interesting and a little bit different as well. So these are going to be happening all around Azeroth, in 4 zones to be exact, in the Northern Barrens, Tearsfall Glades, Unguro Crater, and Badlands. Now there are 4 different types of invasions that are going to happen. You have an Earth invasion, a Fire invasion, a Storm invasion, and a Water invasion. Now these can occur in any of the 4 zones, and what will happen is certain areas of the map will kind of get these portals all around them, and the different elementals will come out, and you can kill these. Now it basically seems like an endless supply of like trash NPCs that you can just kill endlessly. Now, as of the testing, it didn't look like there was any purpose to these small NPCs, maybe just gold farming or something like that. But the kind of main part of this are the bosses. Now, every 30 minutes or so, an elemental lord will come out of a portal and will have a protected barrier of 100 stacks on them. Now, to remove this barrier, it's pretty simple. You just have to kill the smaller NPCs in the area. You have to kill 100 of those, and once that is depleted, the boss will become attackable and you can kill the boss with everybody in the area. When we did this on the PTR, there were tons of people around, so it was super fun, and I'd imagine this is going to be the case even more so when it does launch on the live realm, similar to the Shadowlands pre-patch of all the bosses there. So you can kill these bosses. It looks like you can endlessly kill them as well from the looks of things. It doesn't look like it has like a daily lockout or anything like that from the looks of things, but don't quote me on that. The event wasn't up long enough to really test this, so yeah, we'll have to see with that. Now these bosses drop a couple of things, the main thing being Primeval Essence. Each of the elemental bosses looks like it drops around 10 to 20 Primeval Essence each time you kill them. This is a brand new currency that you're going to be using during the pre-patch to purchase some rewards. So let's talk about the rewards from the pre-patch. So as mentioned, Primeval Essence is going to be your main currency you're going to be using to purchase items. These items are purchasable from Storm Hunter William in the Borealis Docks in Stormwind, and Storm Huntress Soraka by the Zeppelin Tower in Durotar, the new Zeppelin Tower, over out the front of Orgrimmar. Now the main item that these vendors will sell is item level 252 catch-up gear. Now item level 252 would have been pretty good in Season 3, but with Season 4 it does seem kind of DOA. I have a feeling they might up the item level of these items potentially, but either way you do kind of want to purchase them because they are a unique transmog. Now the appearance here is actually a recolor of the Dragonflight questing set that you're going to obtain through questing through the Dragon Isles. You have a cloth set, you have a leather set, you have a mail set, and of course you have a plate set. And as mentioned, this coloration does not look like it's available in Dragonflight, so it's definitely worth getting. Now the items vary in price, so you're probably going to need around 25 to 45 Primeval Essence for each gear piece. It also does include weapons, necklaces, rings, and trinkets if you do want to purchase it as catch-up gear. There is also a toy available called the Bag of Furious Winds. This is purchasable for 100 Primeval Essence, and what it does is it vacuums critters. I didn't get enough time to buy it, unfortunately, but yeah, just take my word for it. Apparently it sucks in critters. There's a picture from Wowhead, shout out to Wowhead for this, it sucks in critters, which sounds pretty fun. So if you don't want the catch-up gear, if you don't want the transmog, you can save up 100 Primeval Essence and buy the Bag of Furious Winds. So these elemental bosses also have a chance to drop a couple of other things. They actually have a chance to drop this gear. They actually have a chance to drop the gear from the vendor. So if you don't want to go and farm the currency, you can just farm the bosses and get the gear through that. In my experience, it seemed like a pretty decent drop rate. We actually had one of the items drop during the PTR test, and as mentioned, it was a very short PTR test. So it seems pretty likely you are going to get a lot of these gear sets from just killing the elemental bosses, which is super handy. And yeah, it kind of gets rid of a lot of the kind of heavy grinding that you're going to be doing during the pre-patch event, especially with it being like, let's say, 2 weeks long. The other thing you're going to get, and definitely something you're probably going to want to focus on, is a brand new limited time heirloom. Now this heirloom is called the Unstable Elemental Confluence. Now this is created by combining 4 items. These items drop from each of the elemental lords. They're called Dim Primeval Earth, Fire, Storm, and Water, and once you get all 4 of those, you can combine them, and that will create the brand new heirloom trinket. And it does, as mentioned, appear to be a one-time thing. However, there is a chance it could drop from the Primal Storms in the Dragon Isles, but they have disabled those for the time being, so we're not too sure on that specifically. But just to make sure, I would definitely try and get the brand new heirloom before the pre-patch event ends. And finally, with the Primal Storms, there is a feat of strength. This feat of strength is pretty simple. It's just simply just to kill each of the elemental lords, the Earth, the Fire, the Storm, and the Ice Lord, and this will give you a brand new feat of strength called Against the Elements. No points from that, just simply just a feat of strength saying, yes, you participated in the Dragonflight pre-expansion event. So yeah, if you want to go get that, it's pretty simple, just kill each of the bosses. But that's not all for the pre-patch event. There's also going to be the revamped Uldaman. So Uldaman is getting a new wing called the Legacy of Tyr. This is actually going to be a high-level dungeon in Dragonflight, but for the pre-patch event, they're scaling it down to level 60 for you to do during the pre-patch event, which is actually really cool. So this is obviously located in the Badlands, but you can queue for it through the random dungeon finder, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Obviously, with the random dungeon finder, it isn't cross-faction, so if you do want to do it with your cross-faction friends, I believe you will be able to just run there and do it as you would normally. Now, from the looks of things, the bosses here will drop item level 278 gear. Now, this is obviously not going to be catch up for a lot of people, but it is cool. There is some really cool items in there. Definitely some cool appearances and some really awesome trinkets that have some unique effects. So if you want to get an early preview of the Uldaman dungeon, you can do that during the pre-patch event. Obviously, that will go away once Dragonflight launches. It also appears in this kind of second phase of the pre-patch. You're also going to get evokers. It doesn't look like evokers are going to be there on day 1 of the pre-patch, but they are going to be in this kind of phase 2 pre-patch event time. So during the Primal invasions, during the Uldaman stuff, you will also get access to the Dracthyr evoker class if you've pre-ordered Dragonflight. Once that's done, you can play your evoker and you can do these events on an evoker, which is going to be really cool to see them running around the world with us for the very first time. You can also go and get Shadowlands stuff with them. They have conduits and things like that. If you want to check out everything that's coming for the Dracthyr evoker and Shadowlands in the pre-patch event, I do have a video on that also. But yeah, that's it. That is the Dragonflight pre-patch event, the pre-expansion event, Primal Storms, Uldaman, and Evokers. Yeah, but I think this will change over the next couple of weeks, so maybe some of the details will change, so keep an eye on, you know, fan sites like MMO Champion, Wowhead, Icy Veins, etc. On any updates on specifics, but the general idea seems to be that it is going to be those 3 things coming in kind of the second phase of the pre-patch. When that is, again, we're going to find out very, very soon, but it does look like it is going to be around about mid-November time when we get access to this, about 2 or so weeks just before the expansion launches on November 28th. So there it is, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down below what you think of the Dragonflight pre-patch event. How does it compare to previous pre-patch events? Are you excited for it? Do you think they could go a bit further with stuff? Let me know down below. But before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream Dragonflight Beta, Dragonflight PTR, all the testing that we've been doing over there has been super fun, and of course Wrath of the Lich Classic, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.